We don't see happily ever afters very much in this profession, but hopefully we get us a happily ever after.
That's Brandy Alexander, one of 3 public defenders from the Deep South whose stories are told in a new HBO documentary called Gideon's Army.
This is the way it really works. You go to jail.
The documentary, produced and directed by Dawn Porter, shines a light on an issue that even the United States Attorney General calls a mess.
In short, America's indigent defense systems exist in a state of crisis.
Things haven't turned out quite the way the Supreme Court envisioned in 1963 when it decided a case granting a penniless Florida inmate named Clarence Earl Gideon the right to an attorney provided and paid for by the court.
I don't think that most people understand what public defenders do, in some cases even what public defenders are.
Porter was a corporate attorney before spending 3 years making the film. It's a look at both the professional and personal side of doing the job.
So if you walk through the steps, 80% of people who are arrested are eligible for a public defender. 95% of those people plead guilty. 95%. So there's only 5% of cases that are coming into the system that are going to trial. So when you think about that, the overwhelming number of people who are pleading guilty are poor people.
You want to take my liberty, you gotta do it right.
It's a scenario that some call meet 'em and plead 'em. For instance, in New Orleans, it's estimated that public defenders have just 7 minutes to spend on each case.
As I've made my objections throughout this trial, it's to make sure that this kid gets a fair trial.
There are 15,000 public defenders like Travis Williams working in local and federal courts. National standards are supposed to limit felony cases to 150 per attorney per year. Yet caseloads of 500, 600, or 800 are common. And there are budgetary pressures at work, too.
What invariably happens as the economy contracts is the public defender's funding contracts as well.
Porter believes that one of the solutions to the indigent defense crisis lies in the new sentencing guidelines just announced by U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder.
Too many Americans go to too many prisons for far too long and for no truly good law enforcement reason.
Reducing minimum mandatory sentences could reduce defender caseloads. The ranks of Gideon's Army need reinforcements. The public defenders are poorly paid. Their daily battles are difficult, and the lives of those they represent are at stake. But perhaps the most compelling war stories that the documentary tells are those of the toll the system takes on its foot soldiers.
I can't fathom, I cannot fathom turning around to his mother after a jury has said guilty, and I've told her he's going to get 10 years at least.
In Montclair, New Jersey, this is Ed Alpern for the Lawyers.com channel.